The lights dimmed slightly as Jimmy Kimmel welcomed his next guest with that signature grin, the audience erupting in cheers for Tom Hardy, the brooding star known for his intense roles in films like Mad Max and Venom. Hardy strode onto the stage, his muscular frame clad in a sharp black suit, shaking hands firmly with Kimmel before settling into the guest chair. The conversation started innocently enough, with Kimmel praising Hardy's latest project, a gritty thriller that had critics buzzing, but as the host delved deeper, asking about the method acting rumors that Hardy had isolated himself for months to prepare, the actor's demeanor shifted subtly. He leaned back, crossing his arms, his piercing blue eyes narrowing just a fraction. Kimmel, ever the comedian, cracked a joke about how Hardy must have scared his co-stars half to death with his immersion techniques, drawing laughs from the crowd. Hardy chuckled politely at first, but there was an edge to it, a tightness in his jaw that hinted at underlying tension. As the interview progressed, Kimmel pivoted to more personal territory, inquiring about Hardy's family life and how he balanced stardom with fatherhood. This seemed to strike a nerve. Hardy's responses grew shorter, more clipped. The host, sensing the shift but perhaps misjudging it as playful banter, pressed on with a quip about celebrity privacy invasions. Suddenly, Hardy's voice rose, cutting through the laughter like a knife. "You know, Jimmy, some things aren't for public consumption," he said, his British accent thickening with irritation. The audience gasped softly, the energy in the room turning electric. Kimmel tried to diffuse with humor, but Hardy wasn't having it, launching into a tirade about the media's relentless pursuit of personal details that had nothing to do with his work. Words flew back and forth, Kimmel defending the light-hearted nature of the show, while Hardy accused him of crossing boundaries. The clash escalated rapidly, with Hardy standing up abruptly, his chair scraping against the floor. Security personnel hovered at the edges of the stage, ready to intervene if things got physical. The camera cut to a commercial break amidst the chaos, but whispers from insiders later revealed that the argument continued off-air, with Hardy storming off the set, leaving Kimmel stunned and the production team scrambling to fill the remaining segment. Fans online exploded with reactions, some siding with Hardy for standing up for privacy, others calling him overly sensitive. This incident would go down as one of the most memorable blow-ups in late-night history, sparking debates about celebrity interviews and the fine line between entertainment and intrusion. In the aftermath, Hardy's publicist issued a statement downplaying the event, but the video clips that leaked showed a raw, unfiltered side of the actor rarely seen. Kimmel, on his next show, addressed it with his usual wit, joking that he'd learned not to poke the bear or in this case, the bane. Yet, the explosive clash lingered in pop culture memory, a testament to how quickly a friendly chat can turn volatile under the bright lights of Hollywood. Rewinding to the moments before the storm, Tom Hardy had arrived at the studio earlier that evening, greeted by a flurry of assistants and makeup artists who fawned over his chiseled features. He seemed in good spirits initially, chatting amiably about his fitness regimen and sharing anecdotes from the set of his upcoming film. Jimmy Kimmel, prepping in his dressing room, reviewed his notes, excited to host such a high-profile guest. The show kicked off smoothly, with musical guests and comedy sketches setting a lively tone. When Hardy's segment began, the chemistry appeared promising. They bonded over shared interests in comic books and action movies. But beneath the surface, tensions simmered. Kimmel, known for his probing questions, had prepared a list that included references to Hardy's past relationships, a topic the actor had publicly shied away from. As the dialogue unfolded, Kimmel slyly brought up an old rumor about a feud with a co-star, framing it as harmless gossip. Hardy's smile faded, replaced by a steely gaze. "That's not something I discuss," he replied firmly, but Kimmel persisted, laughing it off as part of the fun. The audience sensed the discomfort, their applause waning into awkward murmurs. Hardy, drawing from his method roots, channeled his inner intensity, his voice booming as he challenged Kimmel's approach. "Do you realize how invasive that is? People come here to promote their art, not to have their lives dissected for ratings." Kimmel, caught off guard, attempted to steer back to lighter topics, but the damage was done. Hardy rose from his seat, pointing accusingly at the host, his words laced with frustration accumulated from years in the spotlight. The studio band played a hasty interlude as producers signaled for a break, but Hardy wasn't done. He continued venting about the superficiality of talk shows. Security stepped in, escorting him off stage amid shouts and gestures. Backstage, the atmosphere was tense. Crew members exchanged shocked glances while Kimmel composed himself for the next segment. Social media ignited almost instantly, with hashtags like #Hardy vs. Kimmel trending worldwide. Clips of the confrontation went viral, amassing millions of views within hours. Analysts debated whether it was a publicity stunt or genuine outburst, but those close to Hardy insisted it was authentic, born from a desire for respect. Kimmel later reflected on the incident in a podcast, admitting he might have pushed too far, while Hardy remained silent, letting his actions speak. This clash not only boosted the show's ratings but also prompted industry discussions on guest boundaries and host responsibilities. In the end, it humanized both men, showing that even stars have breaking points under pressure. Delving deeper into the fallout, the day after the explosive clash, headlines dominated entertainment news, with outlets dissecting every frame of the leaked footage. Tom Hardy, holed up in his Los Angeles home, reportedly watched the clips with a mix of regret and defiance, confiding in friends that he stood by his words. Jimmy Kimmel, meanwhile, faced a barrage of emails and calls from producers, urging damage control. On his next broadcast, Kimmel opened with a monologue poking fun at the incident, complete with exaggerated reenactments that had the audience roaring. Note to self, don't mess with Tom Hardy unless you're wearing armor, he quipped, turning potential backlash into comedic gold. Behind the scenes, however, apologies were exchanged through intermediaries, with both parties agreeing to move on. Hardy's career, far from suffering, saw a surge in interest. His no-nonsense attitude resonated with fans tired of polished personas. Interviews requests poured in, but he selectively chose platforms known for substantive discussions. The clash also sparked broader conversations about mental health in Hollywood, with Hardy later alluding to the pressures of constant scrutiny in a magazine feature. Kimmel, ever the professional, used the experience to refine his interviewing style, opting for more collaborative prep with guests. Social media users created memes galore, from photoshopped images of Hardy as Bane confronting Kimmel to fan theories about hidden beef. One viral thread suggested the argument stemmed from a misinterpreted joke about Hardy's accent, escalating due to cultural differences. Regardless, the incident cemented Hardy's reputation as an enigmatic force, unafraid to challenge norms. Months later, at award shows, the two crossed paths awkwardly, exchanging polite nods but no words. Industry insiders whispered about a potential reconciliation episode, but neither pursued it. Instead, Hardy focused on his craft, delivering powerhouse performances that overshadowed the drama. Kimmel continued hosting with his trademark charm, occasionally referencing the clash in self-deprecating humor. This event, while brief, highlighted the fragility of live television, where unscripted moments can redefine narratives. It served as a cautionary tale for hosts and guests alike, emphasizing mutual respect in an era of viral sensationalism. Ultimately, the explosive clash became a footnote in their storied careers, but one that fans revisited fondly for its raw authenticity. Exploring the prelude to the chaos, Tom Hardy's invitation to Jimmy Kimmel Live came amid buzz for his new sci-fi epic, where he played a tormented anti-hero. The promo team hyped the appearance as a must-watch, teasing exclusive behind-the-scenes stories. On the night of the taping, the studio buzzed with anticipation. Celebrities and the audience added to the glamour. Hardy arrived punctually, engaging in small talk with staff, his charisma evident despite his reserved nature. Kimmel, reviewing cue cards, aimed to keep things fun and engaging. The segment opened with applause as Hardy took his seat, the host complimenting his physique and eliciting laughs with gym-related jests. Initial exchanges flowed well, covering Hardy's evolution from theater to blockbuster stardom. But the turning point came when Kimmel referenced a controversial tabloid story about Hardy's alleged on-set demands. "Come on, Tom, spill the beans. So was it really that intense?" Kimmel prodded, grinning widely. Hardy's expression darkened. He paused, sipping water to compose himself. "That's fabrication, mate," he retorted sharply, his tone laced with annoyance. The audience tittered nervously as Kimmel doubled down, suggesting it added to Hardy's mystique. That's when the floodgates opened. Hardy unleashed a passionate defense against media sensationalism, accusing Kimmel of perpetuating harmful stereotypes. "You're part of the problem, turning real lives into entertainment fodder," he exclaimed, his voice echoing through the studio. Kimmel, flustered, tried to interject with apologies, but Hardy was on the roll, standing and gesturing emphatically. The crowd watched in stunned silence as the argument intensified, touching on privacy rights and journalistic ethics. Producers frantically signaled for commercials, but the damage unfolded. Security intervened gently, guiding Hardy away as he muttered final words. Post-incident, the show's ratings skyrocketed, with reruns drawing record views. Hardy issued no formal apology, instead channeling energy into advocacy for artist protections. Kimmel, in a follow-up segment, acknowledged the misstep, vowing to be more sensitive. The clash inspired think pieces on celebrity culture, questioning the balance between probing and prying. Fans rallied around Hardy, praising his integrity, while critics labeled it unprofessional. In retrospect, it exposed vulnerabilities in the entertainment machine, where personalities collide under spotlights. This episode, though contentious, enriched discussions on authenticity and media. In the wake of the viral storm, Tom Hardy's team worked overtime to manage the narrative, emphasizing his commitment to privacy amid a sea of speculation. Jimmy Kimmel, reflecting in his memoir years later, described the clash as a learning curve in handling intense personalities. The incident didn't derail either career. If anything, it amplified their profiles. Hardy landed more roles that suited his brooding style, while Kimmel's show maintained its top spot in late-night ratings. Online forums dissected the body language of Hardy's clenched fists, Kimmel's wide-eyed surprise fueling endless analyses. Some speculated it was staged for publicity, but eyewitness accounts confirmed its spontaneity. The argument's core revolved around a question about Hardy's charitable work being overshadowed by personal scandals, which he felt undermined his efforts. "It's not about me, it's about the causes," Hardy had shouted, his passion evident. Kimmel, attempting to pivot, only fueled the fire by laughing it off. The abrupt end left viewers hanging, with the broadcast cutting to ads mid-sentence. Backstage footage, leaked anonymously, showed Hardy pacing angrily before leaving in a hurry. Kimmel addressed the crew afterward, assuring them it was just a heated moment. Public reactions varied. Supporters of Hardy applauded his stand against invasiveness, while others criticized his overreaction on a comedy show. Celebrities weighed in, with some like Dwayne Johnson tweeting solidarity, others staying neutral. The clash prompted Kimmel to invite mental health experts on future episodes, discussing fame's toll. Hardy, in a rare interview post-event, spoke philosophically about boundaries, without naming Kimmel. This incident joined the annals of TV mishaps, akin to other famous walk-offs. It influenced how talk shows prepped guests, with more emphasis on off-limits topics. Fans created fan fiction imagining reconciliations, but reality saw no such drama. Instead, both men progressed, their paths diverging yet marked by that fateful night. The explosive clash, while shocking, underscored the human element in celebrity interactions, reminding all that stars are people too, with limits and triggers. Reflecting on the long-term impact, the Tom Hardy-Jimmy Kimmel clash became a case study in entertainment journalism classes, illustrating the perils of live interviews. Hardy continued to thrive, starring in acclaimed projects that earned Oscar nods, his intensity now a celebrated trait. Kimmel evolved his format, incorporating more guest-led segments to foster comfort. Years on, references to the incident popped up in comedy sketches and roasts, keeping it alive in cultural memory. Hardy occasionally joked about it in safe spaces, showing growth from the experience. The argument's transcript, circulated online, revealed layers: Hardy's frustration with superficial questions clashing with Kimmel's improvisational style. "Respect the craft, not the gossip," Hardy had implored, a sentiment echoing through artist communities. Kimmel's response, "It's just fun, Tom," highlighted the disconnect. The studio audience's reactions ranged from shock to amusement, with some cheering Hardy's boldness. Post-show, Apologies were mediated, leading to mutual understanding if not friendship. This event spurred policy changes in networks, mandating clearer guidelines for hosts. Fans' loyalty deepened for Hardy, viewing him as authentic in a fabricated world. Kimmel's resilience shone, turning lemons into lemonade with humorous recaps. The clash, though brief, left an indelible mark, proving that even in scripted entertainment, unscripted truths emerge. It encouraged empathy in media, balancing entertainment with humanity. In the end, it was a clash of titans that enriched the tapestry of Hollywood lore.